Thanks so much. Coach, a couple questions looking forward to the games next week. Can you talk about the challenges of playing 3 games in 5 days with Thanksgiving in the middle?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but I think it's a challenge that we're all excited to embrace simply because it's time to have an opportunity to play a game. Fall practices this year were different in that I think we had a group of players that really just appreciated being allowed to practice because it was taken away from all of us. But as we approach, that number of 30 team practices in the last 42 days without a scrimmage, without our annual red-blue game in front of our fans, without the exhibition game, all three of those things really allow you to be more confident and the most ready for the beginning of our season. We haven't had any of those things. So, I really don't know how the games are going to go. You throw in the fact there's no fans. We're all going to be wearing masks. I would just say we're going to do the best that we can. We've worked really hard to be ready. We don't have the luxury of great returning experience. So if there would ever be a year that I think you could benefit by having a group of guys that have been through the battles of the Pac-12 that are older and experienced, this would be the year. So I think with the 10 new faces, 7 freshmen and COVID and everything we've gone through, we're going to show up ready to compete. But clearly I don't know what's going to happen.
If I could follow up, if you wouldn't mind talking about each team you're going to play separately so we could use it for the radio pregame show. Can you talk about NAU and then Grambling and then UTEP?
I don't know anything about any of the programs. I mean, they haven't played. We haven't really gone that route right now. We know a little bit more about NAU simply because we played them a year ago. Obviously, Coach Murphy was there as their coach. We have a relationship with Shane and their basketball program. They're in our state and they're first up. They're our season opener. But I don't know anything right now about any of the programs beyond that. I hope to learn more as we approach. We're going to be the most ready we can, but I don't have an answer for you.
Sure. One last thing. Are there any planned team activities or events for the guys for Thanksgiving Day?
We're not allowed to have any team activities or events. We just got in our locker room about 14 days ago. We wear masks. We stay away from each other. I think we're going to try the best we can to provide a Thanksgiving meal for each of our players in a to-go box where they can kind of take it to where they live, where they're isolated from people. But we're not able to get together in any group setting.
So for a lot of these guys, it's their first Thanksgiving in the United States, not the ideal way to spend it, right?
No doubt. I mean, it's Justin, one thing is COVID affects all of us. There's not that exception to the rule, whether it's country you live in or what you do for a living. Men's basketball in college is up next, but it's we have to do the best that we can. The 3 rules that we've really tried to live by, that's part of the culture of our basketball program is, lead yourself, make good decisions, know right from wrong. Our guys are really smart. They're good people. They come from good families. They know that the decisions they make are really important on and off the court. Number 2 is protect our basketball program and our team. Protected by, again, the decisions you make, choices, looking out for each other, making sure that we're all in this together and following the COVID protocols and staying safe and healthy, and taking care of academics, at a time that also is very difficult when you don't have that in-person communication. And number 3, and it's maybe as big as any of them is, don't complain or make excuses. It's, all of us have it the same way. We're trying to do the best that we can. There are always examples of people in sports that have it worse than us. So let's just focus on what we can control, be the most ready we can be the most prepared we can be, enjoy the fact that we're able to practice and play. For our guys, they live in Tucson and part of a great community. But it's going to be different. We can all really talk about all the different ways that it's going to be different. But whether it's Thanksgiving dinner or the fact there's not going to be any fans, our challenge is simply to be the most ready that we can be, and then take it day by day.
Good afternoon, Sean. It's a question I ask routinely at the beginning of the year. It's about pace. The kids are loving it. The guys are loving it. Say they're working on it a lot. You're stressing it. Given the fact that you could go small a lot, just how is that going for you and the defense? Because you rely on that as well.
We've really invested a lot on the defensive side of the basketball in large part. We always do, but when you have this many new guys, I mean, you're really starting at home plate. So, we don't want to be vulnerable early in the year because we haven't covered things thoroughly. So we've really erred on the side of trying to be as solid as we can on that side of the basketball. And I still don't really know until we play games how it will work. Pace, we want to push the ball and take the first good shot. Shot selection is a big reason why you win or lose. And shot selection also impacts your defense. So whether we shoot a shot in the first 4 seconds or, we shoot a shot towards the end of the clock, we want to be efficient and we want to create good opportunities for our team.
How does JT help with this? And maybe he does or doesn't. But back in 97, 98, guard-oriented with the Jason and Miles and Bibby and Michael Dickerson, you have a lot of guards like that. Is it kind of similar? Not that they play like that, but you know what I'm saying, the style.
I was going to say, you say we have a lot of guards like Bibby, Terry.
Not talent. Not talent.
It's going to be a special year around here. There's no doubt about that. But, JT and really our entire staff, we have a really terrific staff right now. We have unique experiences. Danny Peters was a part of the national championship team at Ohio State when Michael Conley and Greg Oden were there in the Big Ten Conference. He's been here at Arizona for a lot of good moments. Obviously, Jason, both the 19 years he's been a part of the NBA and his playing experience here at Arizona, that's really unique as it applies to coaching our players. And then, our associate head coach, Jack Murphy, of just, Murph really growing up as part of this basketball program, knowing Coach Olson the way he did, watching those great teams, being a head coach himself, being an assistant coach in the NBA. Those three are the core. And really David Miller, who has a lot of responsibilities on and off the court for us, having been here as part of our program and being at Santa Barbara. All those guys really add amazing value. And so I would just say, we recognize that there are times we could play three guards, but if you play three guards, it's probably because they're your best players. And if that's the case, then I think you'll see that. But I'm not really sure how it's going to work out until we play games because we just don't have a lot of history with the current team that we have.
Sean, you mentioned, you and a lot of the guys have talked about how careful they're being and the challenges of COVID and everything. But obviously there seems to be an element of almost of randomness to this. And so I was just kind of curious, especially when you look at football and the way college football's had so many cancellations and entire positions groups, contact tracing out. How does that make you feel about basketball and actually getting in 27 games are you still optimistic about that, or do you just figure, hey, if we can get in 2023, that's going to be good, or how does this make you look at it?
I mean, all that we can do is put a really organized, smart program together, and it starts really with the leader of our university, Dr. Robbins, putting all the students in a position to get an education and to welcome them back and to do different things on our campus, which allows our university to stand out. Clearly, he's done that maybe as well as any president of any university. Dave Hickey and the team that Dave has put together in our athletic department, that we have a tremendous communication network, that we're all aligned and on the same page. The protocols we have, that we're really educated in alignment with how we go about them. Then you get into your single program. Justin Kokoski, that guy, almost from the week that Vegas ended in the Pac-12 tournament, has probably been up at 5 in the morning and left at 7 at night, worked with every sport that's on our campus, tests our guys first thing in the morning every day. I mean, the amount of time that he's given to this university, just it's unfair. It's incredible. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. And then we have our doctors, and then we have our staff. And then at the end of the day, all that sounds good. But like a lot of things, it comes down to the players that we have on our team and, making sure that they do what they're supposed to do and take this serious. We've taken it as serious as we can. And so far, so good. But as you know, that can change quickly. You're right. There's a randomness to that, with us doing everything the best we can, we could miss games because, our team gets it and whoever gets it. So we're aware of that. Again, back to our 3 rules, lead yourself, protect our basketball program and team, and, no excuses. It's just, let's try to do the best that we can. And that's what we try to do every day.
I know you said early on you're doing pretty well with that. Have you guys had any other issues in the last month or so as far as either a guy being held out for a while or a group of guys or canceled practice, anything like that so far?
No. I mean, we've had the normal injuries. Ira Lee is the guy that's probably taken on an injury that has held him out the most, and that is just he got a concussion a few weeks ago now, and he's missed that time. He has a history there. So obviously we're going to allow Ira to get, through all of his symptoms, a lot like we did with Stone Gettings a year ago, and really try to make sure that before he would be welcomed back to practice and able to play in games, that he's healthy and that his well-being is taken care of. So as you know, with concussions, it's a little bit like COVID in that, everybody reacts differently to it. You have to really rely on the individual and go to great care and lengths to make sure that they're protected. So that's where Ira is right now. And, will he be able to play against Northern Arizona? I don't really have an answer to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
So he still hasn't practiced or anything with you at this point?
No, he's missed quite a bit of time.
Do you know if he's getting close then? That maybe, if I assume you need him at least a couple days if he was going to play against NAU. You need him maybe Monday or something like that.
I don't have the answer to that right now.
Okay. And otherwise, Nate said I could fire a couple at you here towards the end. Last one I had was just, are you getting, well, actually, I was wondering, some of the guys have mentioned, because you have so many internationals, the transition from FIBA to college ball, and I know you've coached in FIBA, of course. How has that gone? And do you feel like that transition is past for a lot of these guys, or do you feel like it's going to take some games where Azuolas gets a foul that he wouldn't have gotten in Europe that he gets here or something, and he's just going to have to go through that, or can you have you been able to address a lot of that in practice?
Yeah, no, there's a difference. I think that all of the guys, the international players that we have made great strides in learning the NCAA game, the differences between college basketball and FIBA. But you're right, until we get into real competition with officials, I don't think they'll be completely comfortable. I would say that's way less important, though, transitioning from FIBA to college basketball than it is transitioning to be a freshman in college in a different country and playing college basketball for the first time. I mean, that in and of itself is a giant leap, and not a lot of guys on day one are ready for that leap. But they're making a lot of progress because they're great kids. They listen, they learn, they want to be good. And we've really tried to educate them on some of the real differences between the styles and really in some cases the rules.
And last question I had was just, and Ira maybe being out of this mix, but, because, we haven't seen any exhibitions or red, blue, et cetera, it's hard to tell from the outside what might be shaping up. I'm wondering on your standpoint, do you have an idea of who you might start on Wednesday or a 8-9 man rotation, or is it completely still up in the air, or kind of where do things sit? And have you identified any guys that are going going to really be, especially the new guys that you're going to be able to count on?
Yeah, it's such a crapshoot. I mean, we could probably start maybe 3 versions of a lineup, like meaning that it's probably 7 guys in the mix to be the starting group. And, sometimes day one starter isn't who will start when we play after Christmas. I mean, there's just a lot to be worked out. I mean, I just worry, the most about our inexperience. I worry about our lack of overall depth. And, you worry about depth, especially in light of COVID, because, everybody has to be ready to go. You could face a game against a very good opponent, with 7 scholarship players. And in our case, a lot of guys that are in their first year. So